Hello, this is Dr. Reeves, and I'm going to be working today with Chapter 4, Section 4, Long Division. Prior to doing long division, you need to work at your addition and your subtraction. So let's review first of all what long division is. If I take 14 and I divide by 3, what I want to do is look at 3 is not going to go into the 1, but 3 will go into the 14. 3 is going to go into 14 4 times, which is 12, and then I'm going to subtract 4 minus 2, which is 2. So 14 divided by 3 is 4 with the remainder of 2. All right, now we're going to move into a base system. And the first base system I'm going to work with is a base 8. Prior to doing a base 8, I want to identify what my base 8 looks like. My symbols are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So those are the only symbols that I can use to work in a base 8. Prior to doing my division, I want to have my multiplication or my multiples of my base 8. So I'm taking 730 base 8 and I am dividing by 2 base 8. So I'm going to go ahead and write out my multiples for 2 base 8. Well, 2 times 0 is always going to give me 0. So I'm going to start with 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8, but now 8 is bigger than my base, so if I need to think of it, I can convert it to a base number. Dividing by 8, I have one group of 8 with 0 left over. So 2 times 4 is 10 base 8. Now 2 times 5 is 10. So 10 divided by 8 is one group of 8 with 2 left over. 12 base 8. Now 2 base 8 times 6 is 12. And 12 divided by 8 is one group of 8 with 4 left over. 14 base 8. I'm going to write this out for the rest. 2 times 7 base 8 is 14, and 8 goes into this one time with 6 left over, so 16 base 8. Okay, now looking at my first numbers, I see that 2 is going to go into 7, and it's going to go, looking over here, 3 times. So 2 times 3 is 6, and I'm going to subtract 1, 3. 2 goes into 1, 3 5 times, so that's 5. 2 times 5 is 1, 2, and when I subtract, I get 1, bring down my 0. Now 2 goes into 1, 0 4 times, so 2 times 4 is 1, 0, which gives me a remainder of 0. So 730 base 8 divided by 2 base 8 gives me 354 base 8. Let's look at another problem. This is another division problem. I'm going to do 506 base 7 divided by 3 base 7. So the first thing I want to do is identify what my base looks like. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are all the symbols that I can use for my base 7. I'm going to look at my multiples of 3 base 7. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3, well, it's 9, and 9 divided by 7 is one group of 9 with 2 left over. 1, 2, base 7. 3 times 4, base 7, would be 12, and 12 divided by 7 is one group of 7 with 5 left over. 1, 5, base 7. 3 base 7 times 5 base 7 is 3 times 5 is 15. Base 7 is going to be 2, which is 14, and 5 minus 4 is 1, so that's 2 groups of 7 with 1 left over. 2, 1, base 7. And I think I have enough here to go ahead and divide, and just 3 go into 5, and it is, yes, it's going to go one time. So I'm going to subtract, and 5 minus 3 is 2. I'm going to bring down my 0. So now I have 20. 21 is too big, so I'm going to go to the next one, which is 1, 5, and 1, 5 is going to be 4 times. So 4 times 3 gives me a 1, 5. Now remember, when I'm working in a base number system, that when I subtract, I have to borrow the base, and the base here is 7. So I'm borrowing 7 units. 7 minus 5 is 2. Bring down my 6. Now 3 base 7 goes into 2, 6. The largest one is 2, 1, which is a 5. So 5 times 3 base 7 is a 2, 1, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So 506 base 7 divided by 3 base 7 is 145 base 7 with the remainder of 5. All right, I'm going to work on a little bit more of a challenging problem. This one will be a base 12, and I'm going to take 4, 3, 1 base 12, and I'm going to divide by 6 base 12. Now 12, remember, we want to make sure that we have this mapped out on my images on a base 12. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I can't do 10, it's an A, and 11 is a B. Now I'll go ahead and map out my multiplication here for my multiples of 6. So 6 base 12 times 1 is 6, and 6 base 12 times 2 base 12 is, well, 2 times 6 is 12. So how many groups of 12 is that? That is one group of 12 with 0 left over, so that is 1, 0 base 12. Now 6 base 12 times 3, well, 3 times 6 is 18, which is one group of 12 and 6 left over. So that is 1, 6 base 12. 6 times 4 base 12 is going to be 24. And 24 divided by 12 is going to be 2 groups of 12 with 0 remainders. Now 6 times 5 base 12, and I'm going to go ahead and just fill these in, is going to be 2, 6 base 12. 6 times 6 base 12 is going to be 3, 0 base 12, and 6 times 7 base 12 is going to be 3, 6 base 12, and 6 times 8 base 12 is going to be 4, 0 base 12. Now I don't have everything listed, but I have pretty much where I need to start. And where I need to start is 4, 3. That's my highest one so far. So I'm actually going to stop right here with my times table. All right, 6 goes into 4, 3, 8 times. And 8 times 6 is 40, base 12. And I'm going to subtract, and I bring down my 3 and bring down my 1. 6 goes into 3, 1, 6 times. So 6 times is 30, and that gives me a remainder of 1. So 431 base 12 divided by 6 is 86 base 12 with a remainder of 1. Okay, that concludes our division for base number systems. Just practice and practice, and eventually they will become very natural.